What is going on, guys? My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today bringing you guys the next episode of my Let's Play Clash of Clans series. So we've been saving up for the Giants to level 5 since the last episode. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade those guys at the end of this one, and as far as gold goes today, we're going to be upgrading a couple different things, but instead of using the usual army composition, I'm going to go ahead and start it out with using Giant Healer, and you can see I'm using 16 Giants and 2 Healers, as well as Archers, Goblins, and a couple of Wall Breakers. So usually when I'm trying to attack some bases, I'm finding either Town Hall 7s or Town Hall 8s that only have maybe 1 or 2 air defense, sometimes even Town Hall 9s, because a lot of people don't seem to build all of their air defense for some reason, and either take out that air defense pretty easily, as this one was on the outside, or just use my lightning spells, and then just run around with the Giants and the Healers and have a pretty easy time destroying the base. So now that the air defense has gone down, I just need to take care of this Barbarian King. He was in a pretty annoying position to where he was smacking at my Giants for a while, but luckily I did have enough Archers to take him out, and then I'm just going to slowly drop my Archers around the base, and I'm making sure that they're not getting in range of too many defenses. I want to make sure that my Giants are taking most of the damage, which is why I'm only putting my Archers on the right hand side, for now at least, and towards later parts in this raid, once I see all the defenses are being distracted, I can go ahead and drop Archers on the top and the left hand side, and they should be able to take care of these buildings right here. So things are looking pretty good right now. I did bring some goblins as well. Usually when I use Giant Healer, I make sure I bring maybe like 20 goblins or so, just in case I have a fail of a raid and I can only get a couple of resources, but some resources are better than none, and that's why I like bringing around 20 goblins with me, and of course Archers to do damage. Some people bring wizards if they want to spend a little bit more money, and then a couple of wall breakers to break through the first couple of intersections. So this one went pretty smoothly. Since this guy did have his air defense on the outside, it was really easy. Most people have the air defense behind like maybe one layer of wall at Town Hall 7 or Town Hall 8, because it's really hard for people to defend against air attacks, so most people just don't even try. And yeah, a pretty simple raid right here. Let me go ahead and drop my Barbarian King on this last builder hut, and let's go ahead and check what we got for resources. So in total, 216,000 gold, 173,000 elixir, and 31 trophies, as well as a little bit of dark elixir. And even though it was a 400,000 resource raid, it does cost a little bit more than my regular army composition to bring all of these Giants and Healers, but luckily since we're Town Hall 8, we really don't care about elixir too much anyways. Alright, so let's go and attack this next base here. Looks like this one is the exact opposite. It has a little bit more gold than, or a little bit more elixir than gold compared to the last one, which had more gold than elixir. And seeing as 2 air defense are on the right hand side, I'm going to go ahead and attack from here. And as soon as those two guys go down, I can drop my Healers to heal my Giants. Alright, so Giants are going in. I made sure to drop my wall breakers to break through that next layer of wall. Looks like a cannon was attacking one of my wall breakers, so I wasn't able to break through fully. I'm going to go ahead and drop a couple of my goblins and archers now, and seeing as that air defense is going to go down on the top and most of my Giants are going to the bottom anyways, I can just go ahead and drop my healers now, and I should have a pretty easy time healing those guys throughout the base. Alright, so seeing as all of the resources are in the center, my main point of this raid was to get to the very center. Unfortunately, since there aren't any defenses in the center, that means my Giants are just going to run around the base, because they're not going to be redirected to any buildings that are in that middle compartment. But I can just go ahead and drop the rest of my Archers. I can drop my Barbarian King and my Goblins, and while my Giants are running around, they should distract a couple of the defenses, and I think my King can tank enough damage to where I should be able to destroy all the resources inside of the center of the base. So Town Hall's going down, still have pretty much all of my Archers left, as well as a lightning spell if I need it. Looks like my Giants are doing work on the left hand side, and I was hoping that the mortar would get distracted by my Giants, but it looks like it's going for the Barbarian King instead, which is a little bit annoying. But yeah, Barbarian King should be able to last a little bit longer, just in time for my troops to take care of the rest of the resource buildings, and then I'll just watch my Giants run around the base and try to take care of all the defenses. Alright, so there is that air defense on the left hand side, and when you attack people with Giant Healer and they do have 3 air defense, usually you're only able to take care of probably 2 of them, but seeing as the air defense is one of the last buildings in this guy's base, I really don't need the healers anymore, so I don't care that they're really taken care of. So make sure you guys, if you take care of the 2 air defense, attack from that same side and try to drop your troops as far away from the final air defense as you can, because that way it makes it sort of useless towards the very end. And yeah, things are going pretty well. So there's 2 defenses left, and this guy did have a skeleton trap, which was a little bit surprising, and that skeleton traps are actually going to be super effective in taking care of my Giants. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get 3 stars in this raid. I don't really care that much since I don't care about trophies, and this guy only had 11 available. But anyways, 420,000 resources, 6,000 bonus, and 600 dark elixir. So overall, a pretty good raid right there. All right, for the next raid, this one will probably be the final one. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the regular army composition. I did want to have a couple of more goblins because some bases I wasn't able to attack fully. But anyways, let's go ahead and attack this guy's base. And seeing that the resources are pretty sped apart, I'm just going to go ahead and drop my wall breakers in the very beginning to take care of multiple compartments to break through. So wall breakers went in. I dropped all of those guys down. Pretty much just needed those 3 gaps right there. I don't care about dropping all of them. And now I'm just going to go ahead and drop my giants, my archers, and my goblins. And I dropped a little bit. I guess I should have saved maybe 1 giant or 2 for the top right, but I think I should still be fine having so many goblins left. And let me go ahead and drop a couple of those guys on the very top. All right, so goblins are going down. Looks like most of the buildings in the bottom left and bottom right are being taken care of. Homely has about 100,000 resources left, so I'm just going to go ahead and take care of these final collectors up top. And as my final goblins run in, I should have more than enough to destroy all of the resource buildings in this base, besides the storages, of course, because I was really going for the mines and pumps. So overall, pretty good rating. I'm sitting at 2.5 million gold and a 2.75 million elixir, as well as 37% damage. Seeing as this is probably my final raid, I'm going to go ahead and try to get 50% against the base. So I'm going to drop some archers, as well as my barbarian king. I didn't think my king would be in range of that cannon. I actually didn't want him to get attacked. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a couple more archers down there to speed it up just a little bit. And as the final buildings go down, I'm going to go ahead and end the battle right there and take my resources and leave. So almost 500,000 resources when you factor in the bonus plus a little bit of dark elixir. Let's go ahead and head back to base and do a couple of upgrades around what we've got. So first of all, I'm going to upgrade this final hidden Tesla to level 3. That was the only one I had that wasn't level 3, as well as I'm going to upgrade, I think, my 4th cannon to level 9 because we did 3 cannons inside of the last episode. One more wall going up to level 7. Haven't been focusing on those too much, as well as I'm going to upgrade my giants right here. And that's actually going to leave me with 3 builders huts left. So with my final elixir, I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade 1 more of my gold mines, yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play episode. In the next one, I'm probably going to focus on another, I guess, troop inside of my lab, as well as keep upgrading some more of my walls. I really need to spend a day just to get them done because they really don't take too long if you buckle down and raid for a couple of hours. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop a like. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.